Hello, Balance Bosses. Today is a super special day. We have our very first repeat guest, Dr. Bethany Piziks and Lou. Hi, Lou.
Say hello, Lewiston.
Hello, buddy.
Hi, everybody.
Ah,
I didn't know I was the first repeat guest. What an honor. Thank you.
you are our first repeat. And the cool thing about this is we are here to talk about how you utilize horses, your love of helping others, and a really cool, scientifically proven, patented neuroscience technology. So I want to just get into it right away. First of all, if you would, just give us a little background in case someone didn't watch our first episode, which you can always go back and watch, and I encourage you to. But give us a little background, Dr. Piziks, about what it is you do with Lou and your life and how you got to this point.
Right. And why there's a horse, right? What's the question is why is there a horse?
Yes.
No. So real quick, because I don't want this to be about me, but I think it's important to kind of know where I came from and what this is all about. When I was 13, I had what I call a lightning strike moment. And we all have these in life. These are moments that before the lightning strike and after it happens, not literal lightning, but something happens that changes your life forever. You're never the same person. You never respond the same way. And my lightning strike moment at age 13 was when I came home from school with my little brother and we ran out to see our lovely horses who we adored. We had for all of our lives. And they were gone because my parents couldn't afford to keep them. They had sold them while we were at school, thinking it would be easier if we didn't know.
Aww.
And it changed my life. Yeah, it was heartbreaking. If any of you are animal lovers, I'm sure many of you are, you can imagine the trauma. So I made a decision that day that I would never again lose something I loved because I didn't have the money to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
And in my 13-year-old mind, I thought that being a dentist was a great way to make a lot of easy money.
You got it.
Well, that's what I thought. I saw what the dentist did. He comes in for 3 minutes, leaves, the common perception. So that's what I did. And that is actually one of the reasons the main reason why I became a dentist. And I did. I went to dental school. I got out. I started my own practice with 2 charts in the drawer. One of them was my mom. I practiced for 5 years and built this big building and bought all new ADEC equipment, started right in. And I also had another moment when we were moving into the building when I was like, what have I done? Like now I'm so deep in debt. I'm buried in responsibility. And I don't even know if I like being a dentist. I was still kind of like, well, this isn't what I expected. It's not so easy,
It's not just 3 minutes here and there.
No, that 3 minutes, there's so much that goes into, even if it is 3 minutes, it's usually more than that.
Mm-hmm.
But all our skill, care, and judgment that we bring to the patient. So anyway, of course I dove in head first to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
And I struggled. It was tough. I was depressed. I was filled with anxiety about the debt, how to lead my team, how to take care of a building and maintain everything, the clinical aspect of it. You all know.
Mm-hmm.
And I went into quite a dark place. So did some unhealthy things, drank a lot, fired people, hired new people thinking that would help. I got divorced a couple times and finally decided I needed help. So I reached out and hired a coach. And to this day, one of the best decisions I've ever made, for sure. I think everyone needs an objective support system outside of their own thinking. So in 2001, I hired a coach. This is a long time ago, before coaches were really big.
Mm-hmm.
I also had a horse in my barn, and she was my main coach, actually. She helped me by teaching me through experience instead of words what I needed to learn about myself. And one of the lessons I learned from her, one of the ahas, is that it's not my passion to restore teeth for the rest of my life. So what I wanted to do was restore hearts and spirits the way my coaches did for me. I wanted life to be easier for dentists. I'm so passionate about this profession. We do so much healing. We are so misunderstood. We are so stressed and so pushed, and we give till we're empty, till we die. The number one way dentists die today is from early stress-related cardiovascular disease. And it's a shame. And I'm afraid that that's going to go up, especially with the pandemic and life in today's world, everything that's happening. So I went out and got a certification, and I'm what's called an equine gestalt coach. So I learned, it took 2 years. It's a master coaching program to learn how to partner with horses to help people live better lives, and to go back to those lightning strike moments that still affect you today. Figure out what those moments were, because we don't even know until we start doing some self looking.
Right.
So that's the coaching part. I go to the root of the problem. We can do all kinds of things in our practices to make things better, and it matters. The common denominator is the inside of the dentist, the leader. For me, I was angry. I was so angry, and I thought nobody knew. I didn't even know, but I was so angry. And that's how I went through life, anger and anxiety. And it was affecting my practice, my bottom line, my day-to-day, my heart, physiologically, my relationships. So I'm here to make a difference in that way. Also, the same time I was in this 2-year certification program for coaching, I met Dave and Jim Poole, who are the CEOs of Solus Life Sciences, and they introduced me to NuCalm. Ironically, the same time that I was in this coaching program. So we're here more to talk about NuCalm than anything else, but Lewiston is the guest star because he loves to be on camera. He could be anywhere in this arena. He chooses to be right here with us. He even coaches over Zoom. It's amazing. But today is more about NuCalm and neuroscience and how that goes to the root physiologically of the stress. The coaching I do goes to the root emotionally. Pair it with NuCalm, that goes to the root physiologically. It's just an exponential healing journey that I love to take people on.
Well, and I love this because there are dentists out there that deep down love dentistry, but have all this dark cloud around them. And NuCalm is one of those things that can help so much in their life and in their patients' lives. And so tell us a little bit about the science of NuCalm. What is NuCalm? If someone hadn't heard of this before, what is it, and how exactly does it help?
Yeah, big question. And I'm happy to address that. So what NuCalm is, it's a neuroscience technology. It's the only technology in the world that's patented to stop stress and help you sleep better with no negative side effects. There's no contraindications and no drugs. So this is a profound claim and a profound statement. It actually paces your brain to slow down, which is something we don't do, especially as dentists. We're like in 18 different places at once.
Right.
We go. So NuCalm puts the brakes on the stress response, on the fight or flight, which is profound not only for dentists who never get a break from constant go. Our bodies are slowly breaking down over time. We're going to get disease. We're going to have emotional breakdowns. The other part is the patients who come in. I mean, how many times have you heard, I'd rather be in labor than here in your chair?
About a bazillion, right?
Passing a kidney stone. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And for dentists, that's painful over time to hear that every day. Nothing personal, doc. I just would hate you. So we So let me go into personally first, because I think we need to cover both, and we'll be, we'll have to be brief. So there's so much behind this, so much more behind this than we'll have time for.
Right.
But as a dentist, the anxiety and stress and tension that we experience sitting next to a patient who's 6 inches from us, 8 hours a day, who would rather be passing a kidney stone, that affects our physiology. And we get stressed and we go home. How many of you go home with no energy for your family? Don't talk to me. Don't ask me a question. I am spent.
Yeah.
And you go and you zone out with your phone or TV, you go to bed and you do it again the next day. So NuCalm, for me, I used it at lunchtime, and it is like a reset button for your body. And we're going to talk about what it is too. Everyone's probably going, what the heck is it? What is this NuCalm? Is it like a wire on your head or what? But if you use NuCalm, it's like a reset. It gives your body a chance to slow down. It actually paces your brain waves from high, gamma, beta, into alpha and theta, which is really slow rest and digest. It's the only place physiologically that our bodies can restore energy to the mitochondria and that we can heal and regenerate our cells. So it's akin to deep transcendental meditation. Should I go into what it is, or do you want, like, what's your thought? Where should we go?
Yeah, just maybe describe, like, what you do to do a NuCalm. I mean, because it's easy. I mean, and I will say I invested in NuCalm and it has changed my life completely. And it's so easy. It's so easy. And there's no side effects. And you can do it anytime. And so just maybe explain a little bit about like what you would do to do NuCalm, and a little bit about what the science is, especially the disc. I want to know about the disc.
Yeah. So there's 3 components to NuCalm. And this has evolved over time. It used to be much more complex. It was a class 3 federally regulated medical device. You had to chew these tablets and use a stimulation device and all these things. It is now so simple. So number 1 component, it's called a Biosignal processing disc. And what the disc is doing is quite fascinating. I have one on. I'm going to show it to you. So you put it on your wrist. You take 3 fingers. I can't get it.
There you go.
2.5 fingers below your joint, and you put the disc in the middle. That's the pericardium 6 acupressure point. And what it does is it signals the pericardial sac of your heart to tell your brain, turn off adrenaline, turn off cortisol, stop the stress response, and relax. It's fascinating. It uses bioresonance frequency signaling, like a tuning fork, to activate the human GABAergic system. And GABA is a primary inhibitory neurotransmitter that, when the GABA attaches to its receptors, it creates relaxation. So when you have a drink of wine and you have that, oh my God, everything is going to be okay, right? Just like that.
Right, Lou?
Yeah. That's the GABA receptors connecting to the wine, is connecting to the GABA receptors. Or benzodiazepines, same thing. Any drug that relaxes us is GABA, GABA receptors. So it stops the stress response and puts the brakes on it, like right now. So that's the disc, and it's simple. It's the size of a quarter. It looks like an alien kind of a,
Looks like a computer chip or something almost.
It looks like a computer chip. It's very complex. This actually has the frequencies of GABA within it, and it speaks to your body. As soon as you put it on your skin, it activates. So number 2 component is the eye mask. And I have the eye mask. It's really nice. You put it over your eyes, and it stops all the visual stimulation to your frontal cortex, the visual stimulation. You don't want light stimulating your brain. That's super simple. You can use a sock. You don't have to have the the eye mask. You just want it dark. And then the 3rd component, and the most complex part of NuCalm, is the neuroacoustic software. So our desire is to pace your brain function down and slow you down when your brain wants cortisol. Your brain is used to adrenaline. You want to go, go, go.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big ask. And to do this, the inventor, his name is Dr. Blake Holloway. He's a neuroscientist, physicist, naturopath. He's got quite a resume. And
Mm-hmm.
he invented the neuroacoustic software that's comprised of complex mathematics, algorithms, and physics designed to present your brain with a frequency that brings you into theta or alpha and theta brainwaves.
Mm-hmm.
So the brain is the most complex organ on the planet, and we are actually pacing the brain to slow down. And
Mm-hmm.
what you hear is kind of new agey music. You hear some nature sounds. It's not, I wouldn't call it music. How would you describe it?
When you say new agey, it does feel a little new agey, but definitely it's pleasant. It's pleasant music. Like there are several of them that I really enjoy, like a good song, like, but yet it just has these components that are woven through
Yeah.
that are so relaxing.
And the neuroacoustic software that's actually slowing your brain down is inaudible. It's
Right. You can't
buried.
hear it.
No, there's no you can't hear it. It's buried, and it's aligned with the music so that it works together. You can't use just any music. This is like ancient solfeggio music scales and all kinds of, ways that they've put it together. So you're enjoying what you're listening to. And while underneath that, you've got millions of dollars of research and development in neuroacoustic software and neuroscience and patents that are training your brain to slow down.
Mm-hmm.
And how it feels. Let me tell you how it feels. Then you tell them how it feels for you. But my experience is, and this is very reliable, very specific. Every single person who uses NuCalm, their brain will be at certain frequencies at certain times. Everyone. It's very consistent. So in the 50-minute track, it's called Rescue 50. You've got about 9 minutes of like going down a stairway. It kind of paces you down. And in that time, your brain is going and going and going. You got the monkey mind. I do. I'm like, is this working? And
I think that every single time I'm like, it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
Nothing's happening. Yeah, nothing's happening. And then all of a sudden at minute 14, it brings you into deep theta. And
this is cool.
And at minute 14, and then you're in theta for like 42 minutes, or I'm not sure exactly how long, but then when you have 4 minutes left, it brings you back up specifically at the same exact time. I always know because all of a sudden you kind of come to, you've been heavy. You kind of don't even know, you don't know where you go. It's very comfortable. It's like floating on the verge of sleep. You're on the verge of sleep and it holds you there so your body can recover. What's been your experience, Laura?
Yeah, that's really typical. Is in the beginning, I'm very skeptical that it's going to work. And I think, no, my brain's too busy today. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And then all of a sudden, I'm at that kind of about that 4 minute mark. And I feel like $1 million.
Like relaxed
relaxed and energized, if that's possible at the same time.
Well, what it's doing is,
I should mention is right before when my brain is busy, all of a sudden I'll get that kind of warm, tingly feeling. And it's like, I know, here we go.
Well, you start breathing more deeply.
Yes.
Because what NuCalm does is brings you into parasympathetic dominance, where we have deep breaths that are oxygenating our bodies. The frontal cortex of your brain is being flooded with oxygenated blood. And the primal brain, which is fight or flight, is being shut down. We operate with our primal brain more often than not, getting in the way of our clarity to think with our frontal cortex. This primal brain, all it's concerned with is survival. So NuCalm says, you're safe, you're fine, shut this down, oxygenates this, then you have clarity, focused energy.
Yep.
It's like a reset of your body. And when you're done with NuCalm, you feel like $1,000,000. It's like a new day. I used to use it at lunchtime as a dentist because I couldn't believe I had 4 more hours of patience.
Yep.
I would go, I had a couch in my office. You can use it anywhere. You can sit in your chair. It doesn't matter. You can use it in your car, not when you're driving.
Not when you're driving, no.
Airplanes, it helps with jet lag. I mean, there's so many things. This NuCalm is used in professional sports for physical recovery. They use it in oncology for stage 4 cancer patients. They're using it in...
Use it in the military, don't they? Like the special forces and the FBI?
Special forces for PTSD, for people who can't sleep. It's powerful. So, yeah, that's how it feels if I could describe. Everyone has a little bit of a different experience, but it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. What I love too is it is so simple. It's portable. I took it on my trip to Dentistry's Got Talent, and I used it on the airplane.
Yeah, it's an app. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. Yeah. It's an app on your phone.
Yeah, I should just.
Yeah, NuCalm app.
Yep. So,
and the different tracks come up.
Yeah, and it's flexible. It's being slow right now, but it's flexible because it has different length of tracks and different categories, so you can see.
Yep.
And so you pick, you can download them, which is nice, like if you're on an airplane, so they can be downloaded. And then the noise canceling headphones. So like in the middle of the night, I've used it in the middle of the night when I wake up and I can't fall back to sleep. And it doesn't disturb my husband, because of the noise canceling headphones. So it's really flexible and easy to use.
So easy to use, which is misleading because the complexity behind it it's like this huge engine behind this really simple to use product.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So what are some of the applications aside from dentists being stressed and anxious, helping them with sleep and get out of that stress?
Aside of those small things.
It's good for your immune system as well. Yeah. Aren't they using it with cancer patients? And
yep, they're using it. NuCalm is actually a protocol for stage 4 cancer patients at the Cleveland Clinic. They're required to use NuCalm because they're not claiming that NuCalm cures cancer. What they claim with substantiated proof, what they know is that NuCalm gives your body a chance to recover. So all kinds of diseases that are caused by stress, digestive problems, ulcerative colitis, cancer, autoimmune diseases in particular, things that have no etiology, like why do I have this? Right. It's most likely from stress. 95% of diseases are caused from stress. So it gives your body a chance. We're all going to die of stress unless we do something about it, really. And yeah. So can we talk about patience a little bit? Because
I'd love to, because I just thought about when you talk about the healing power of it too. We're doing things with our patients, and this could help with anxiety and healing. So yeah, how could a dentist incorporate this into their practice?
Yeah, for sure. So as you know, patients are so anxious. We talked about that a little bit earlier, and NuCalm does the same thing for patients. So a patient comes in, they're in fight or flight. Their primary brain is saying, this is not natural to be belly up, throat exposed, sharp instruments in my mouth. Oh my God, I'm not safe. Their frontal cortex shuts down. They are in fight or flight. If you look at their eyes, they look like a glazed over, like a shark, like, and you're trying to tell them about treatment plans and they're like, womp, 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 womp. They don't hear. How many times have you told a patient something and they're like, you never told me that? Right. It's because their brain is offline and their primary brain has taken over and they're trying to survive. And, real or imagined threat, it doesn't matter. So NuCalm shuts that down. NuCalm, you put this disc on when they walk in the door. I just had them put it on in the reception area. I had my, they put it on. And then when they come back to the operatory, you put on the neuroacoustic software and either the eye mask or dark glasses. Some people, the only contradiction is claustrophobia. So extreme claustrophobia, they're not going to want the eye mask. They're want, but dark glasses. So super dark glasses. You put it on, and within 3 to 5 minutes, which is when you just mentioned, Laura, that's when you started to feel it. They are like a monk. They're laying there. And I actually, so here's the first time I used it on a patient. I had one of those patients come in who as soon as you see their name on the schedule, you're just as anxious as they are, right? Have you had those?
Yes, 100%. Yes.
And you're like, oh God, please just let us get through the morning because we have 2 hours with Mr. So-and-so. And he's just like,
Yep.
So I'm like, all right, we're going to use NuCalm. And I'm skeptical. I'm like, yeah, right. Like this is going to help him. He is crazy nervous. Like he'd cry. I'd have a wet leg because his tears would get all over my scrub. I had to get a towel and hands like this, and they turned purple. So the patient sat down and we placed NuCalm. A 2-hour appointment took an hour, and it was about an hour and 40 minutes, maybe hour and a half. And we took the NuCalm off at the end. He laid there like a monk, and they do respond. So you can talk to people and, tell them to turn and kind of, tap them on the shoulder and, whatever you want them to do. And we took the NuCalm off, and I said, how are you feeling? And he goes, you're done? He's like, that was like 20 minutes because you lose track of time. You dissociate from time and space with NuCalm. And he was so happy. He felt marvelous because instead of being drained of energy, he was boosted with energy. This guy went up to the front, paid the bill happily, which is like an anomaly. Like he's like, and went and told everybody about it. So that's the power of NuCalm. And I didn't have to be stressed. Imagine if all of your patients were like meditating monks.
Right. I just think there's those patients too that they come in that right away and they say anesthetic never works on me.
Oh yeah.
Right. And as soon as they say that, you're going to have a hard time getting that patient numb. You just know. And I can imagine how this could completely help with that.
Well, it does, because the reason it doesn't work on those people is because their body's metabolizing it so fast because they're so nervous. And NuCalm slows it down, and it takes less anesthetic. If you still use nitrous, which you can still use nitrous if you want to. You don't need to, but you'll use way less. Don't give them too much nitrous on NuCalm. They will vomit because their body is not. How many times have you had that patient you've got nitrous on like 80%?
Right.
And they're like, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
So less, and their healing is faster. If you do surgery, the cytokinetic storm that causes inflammation and bleeding is slowed. So there's less bleeding, less inflammation. They heal faster. There's all kinds of benefits. And I know it like sounds too good to be true. And I didn't believe it. I was like, I don't believe it. But I've been using NuCalm personally for 7 years, and I used it in my practice until I left a couple of years ago.
So would patients then want to get NuCalm themselves, or would patients want to come in just to NuCalm? Did you have any of that?
I actually did. I started doing a NuCalm room, and people could come in and they just paid to NuCalm.
You're kidding.
No, but this was before you could get it as a monthly subscription. You can get it as a monthly now. But as dentists, we buy, it's called a pro package because you have unlimited use of the app and a lot of other perks. We can talk about that too, one-on-one. But it's amazing.
That is amazing.
It's going to change dentistry. It really, you know what else? It's going to change the perception of dentists to the public. Like if every dentist would use NuCalm, people would be like, I'm going to the dentist. Yay.
No big deal, right? No big deal. And, we should reiterate that there are no side effects afterwards. Like you don't
No,
feel groggy, you don't
only
feel
good.
only good. And it's instant. I mean, when you come out of it, that's that. There's no
Well,
like refractory period or anything.
nope. You're good. It's not like you have to get a ride home,
Mm-mm,
or spend your whole day in bed
mm-mm,
after IV sedation or any of that. So it's super friendly, I
mm-hmm,
guess. And imagine less danger to the dentist. We're not doing anything to the patient except bringing them through the same process they use every night when they go to sleep, but we just hold them just above sleep.
mm-hmm.
That's what NuCalm does. It's in that theta, long, slow brainwave. It holds them just above sleep. And there's no getting like you're in it. You're the only variable is where you start. So if you have a client who's pretty relaxed and they're super not nervous, they're not going to notice a huge difference. They're still going to be very relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody who's super like they're the ones who are going to notice the biggest difference because of the amount of change
Mm-hmm.
in their brain.
So when you first started using NuCalm on patients, were they skeptical? Were they resistant? Or were they open to it? I mean, the way you just explained it, it's a no-brainer, right? You're just going to the same state that you go to every night, right?
Yeah.
But how was that communication piece when you first started using it with patients?
Well, simpler is better with patients. First of all, they're in fight or flight brain. So if you start talking about neuroscience, they're like, oh, no, don't mess with my brain. You know,
Right.
so, and it depends on your practice. So if you're known for cutting edge technology, you go on that. You go, this is the absolute cutting edge technology on the planet for relaxation with no side effects, no drugs, and, reliable and all that. And you just put it on. Like, we don't explain how nitrous works. We don't explain the materials we're using scientifically. We don't explain all these things.
Right.
So there's this odd thing where dentists kind of think they have to explain this. It's like, no, give me your wrist. It's going to help you relax. It's a sticker. Put it on. You get to listen to the music today and put it on in the dark sunglasses.
Mhm.
Relax. And there's brochures. You'll have brochures in your reception area because if you buy this, of course, we help you implement it into your practice. I am a senior account executive at Solus Life Sciences. So I help dentists train their teams how to implement this into their office and be successful, because you really have to make it standard of care.
Mhm.
You can't pick and choose who gets NuCalm, because then people get, why I didn't get the NuCalm. Why didn't I get the NuCalm? I was nervous. I didn't tell them I was nervous, but
Right. Right.
so there's a whole implementation, and it's also a um, um, what do you say? Oh my gosh, what's the word? It's a income stream.
Oh.
So you can charge for NuCalm just like you charge for nitrous. Maybe not the first time, but then
Mhm.
we're doing it. It's usually $45. Today we're only going to charge $25. Even if you charge $25, 10 patients a day, it's going to pay for itself so fast, and it's an income stream. So
Well,
it's win.
it probably pays for itself even more with patient referrals and
Yes.
and
Positioning.
yeah, and your health. Your health is how
Yeah.
you interpret the day and how you can deal with anxiety. I mean, that in and of itself pays for it, right? I mean, all the benefits. There's so many.
It's really priceless. I can't imagine. I use NuCalm. You can use it different times of the day. You can use it to help you wake up. You can use it to help you um, get through that dip in the middle of the day. It helps you go to sleep at night.
Mhm.
Um, how I use it every morning, I wake up at about 5 a.m. consistently. I just turn it on for 70 minutes every single morning, and it finishes off my night's sleep and doesn't allow me to sit there with my monkey mind and get anxious about the day. And I get up and I'm like a zen,
Mhm.
instead of having a cup of coffee, I NuCalm. And you don't have to replace coffee with NuCalm, but you can.
Mhm.
And I've used it every day for the last year, I don't know what my life would be like if I didn't. I was such an anxious person. I really think I would be in a different place physically, for sure. I don't know, but
Mhm.
I'm grateful.
Yeah, that's amazing. The other piece of it that when you get it, mine came with a book talking about the history of it. And I was fascinated with how much they used it with dentists. Like that was a big piece of their research.
That's where they started, because they thought, where can we help the most? Who is so anxious that they can't even, it's affecting everyone.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's where they started in 2009, I think,
Isn't that
is
something?
dentists. And then they've gone on to different other ways, but this was for dentists in the
Mhm.
beginning. There's NuCalm actually received the only 5-star review from Dental Product Shopper magazine. I don't know if you've received Dental Product Shopper,
Oh yeah.
but it's got a 5-star review. The only product ever.
Well, I think there's a statistic too that out of all the patients that have used it, 98% would recommend it.
Yeah,
That's
it's probably
huge.
that 2% are claustrophobic.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing. So,
It is. The success rate is amazing. So, I, that's why I am doing what I'm doing, because NuCalm does physiologically what I do emotionally with my clients. And like I said, when you pair them together, and it's exponential. But either one by itself is amazing. And
mhm,
NuCalm on patients is a game changer.
game
So,
changer.
so I
Yeah.
think, if you want more information, um, there's going to be there it is. It's a
Yeah.
link. That's the link to schedule a call, no charge, just an exploratory call,
Mhm.
to talk about NuCalm, find out how it could help you. I'm sure you have questions, want to know more, would like to try it. So get a hold of me.
Yes. Yes. I love that you have the experience of it in so many different facets. You have the experience of it with yourself as an anxious, stressed out dentist. You have the
Yeah.
experience of it with your patients and how that affected them and helped your practice. And then you also have the experience of using it with your coaching clients to help after they work through some tough emotional stuff to help kind of recharge their energy. And so
Yeah.
you see from all sorts of that vantage points. So you're really a great resource for this. I
Yeah.
mean,
Thank you. Yeah. I do use it on my coaching clients because we do some deep work.
mhm,
And what happens is we move energy and emotion faster than our body can catch up.
mm,
So the body is exhausted for days. It can be after a really deep piece of, work on a lightning strike moment.
mhm,
And it's great work. It can be exhausting. And I use NuCalm. I have people here for 2 days at a time because they travel from all over. I
mhm,
can't have, they don't want to be tired the whole time. I want them to keep going. So we NuCalm at
mhm,
lunch every day that they're here. And it's like a reset button.
mhm,
So it really is, it's not too good to be true.
mm.
It is amazing. So I really appreciate your.
Yes, yes. I just want to say that I appreciate you introducing me to this, and I think that everybody should know about it. It should be another tool in your tool belt. And
Yes.
I think the more people that we can get talking about it, really in this world, especially with what has gone on in the last year and a half with COVID, our stress response is much increased, and it causes long term that causes disease. And so if we can, the ripple effect of this is huge. So please reach out to Bethany, schedule a call, learn more. If not for you, you may have a friend, a colleague, a family member that could benefit.
A
So,
first line healthcare worker in your family.
yeah,
We're also working on getting this into hospitals for the nurses and the doctors because they are experiencing more trauma than
yeah,
ever. And there's going
Yes.
to be PTSD. There's going to be effects from all of this pandemic, and NuCalm can head it off at the pass if they use it. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for spending this time with us. Again, the link to schedule a call with Bethany is flashing below, but I'll make sure and include all of these links in the comments below in the Facebook group, but also on YouTube. When I get this up on YouTube, they'll be in the show notes so that you guys will have access to all of ways to learn about NuCalm, talk with Bethany about NuCalm, and if they talk to you, will they get to experience Lou as well, maybe?
Depends. Yeah, maybe. Depends on the weather.
Yeah, look at him. He's just so...
Look at his lip is like hanging because he's like falling asleep. He's like, this NuCalm stuff, kind of boring for me. It's kind of heady. I'm more into like when people are like in touch with their heart.
He's like, I thought you guys were going to talk about me.
Yeah, it's not about me. I don't know what to do.
Oh, Lou, thanks for hanging out with us. As we end this, is there anything we missed or anything else that you'd like to share with us, Dr. Piziks?
I know I'm just so passionate about the dental profession and making lives better, because I walked the path and I understand the difficulty, and this makes it easier. If I would have had an equine gestalt coach and a NuCalm when I was going through my dark time, oh my gosh, what a difference it would have made. So if you're struggling, please reach out. If you know somebody who's struggling, this is really important. And I don't want any more dentists to go down that dark road if they don't have to.
No. Awesome. And I'd like to say that if anyone would ever want to talk to me about my experience with NuCalm, I'd be happy to get on a call as well. So this is phenomenal. And again, yes, if we can provide self-care for healthcare providers, the world will be a better place, because we need to take care of people. And first and foremost, we need to take care of ourselves.
Balance.
Balance. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate your time. Remember, balance bosses, you're the CEO of your life. Now become the boss of your balance. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.